Hello, welcome to Good Brews, Bad Views, the podcast where we find out if good beer makes bad movies any better. I'm your host, Max Nestorowicz, and as always, joined with my co-hosts, Ryan Everhart.
Hello there.
And James Thorpe.
Hi.
How are you guys doing tonight?
Usual stuff. Doing all right.
All right, yep. We are in the high noon of summer, and it is like a pool outside.
Yeah.
I'd say it's more humid than hot, but...
It's both.
Yeah.
It's
Both
90
bad.
degrees outside, Max. That's hot.
Yeah. We had the same conversation like a year ago to the day almost when we recorded Deep Rising about how it being like 1 billion degrees outside. So, if this is your first time joining us, welcome. If not, welcome back. This week we'll be watching King Arthur, the 2004 edition, starring Clive Owen, Mads Mikkelsen, Stellar Skarsgård, and Keira Knightley, amongst many other mediocre actors. No, those are the good ones. This one's freely available on Netflix to stream. So we have it queued up about 10 seconds in. And you guys have anything to add before we get this show on the road?
No, I just want to put this behind me.
I didn't realize this was... Did you say 2004?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, holy crap, right?
Yeah. I did not... I thought this movie was like a decade or younger than that.
94?
Younger?
No, like...
Oh, yeah.
2014?
Yeah. I thought it was like early
Yeah.
teens.
I was a
Really?
little jarred when I saw the actual year on this because I was
Yeah.
thinking, kind of the same thing. Maybe
Like-
2010-ish.
2010, 2011, somewhere in there.
I think maybe if there were much more CGI in it. Like, there's not a lot of CGI in this movie. But we'll get into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess my comment wasn't necessarily stylistically and production.
It just doesn't seem like
just
it's that old.
from my memory. I was like,
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like we're just all old dudes now. Anyway,
Yeah.
old dudes drinking beer, making podcasts.
Yeah.
Well, speak for yourselves.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, shut up, Max.
All
Anyway.
right. We got this queued up. 10 seconds in, King Arthur, the logo of sorts, has just appeared on the screen. So if you're watching along, hit play now.
So it begins.
Again.
You guys ever watch the King Arthur cartoon show?
Fuck yeah.
It was
I was
awesome.
going to bring that up. Like,
Yeah.
that is the best version of King Arthur.
Clearly. And then Netflix has this weird thing where we have subtitles right now, but no actual, speaking.
In case you didn't know who King Arthur was, or this is not a truthful statement about there being like historical evidence that he actually existed.
Right.
True.
So,
It is a way of them trying to give like a whole King Arthur is actually Roman kind of deal. But
yeah. Which I think if he was an actual historical figure, he would be like this British Roman guy, just based off of the age what it's supposed to take. Hey, Sarmatia, Dark Ages Ukraine. Also, that should extend all the way to Iran, because that's a pretty big nation.
that map is also very strange.
Hmm?
That map also doesn't really make a lot of sense.
No, it stops like in Iraq.
We should get a screen grab of that and have the guy from Death Race 2050 rename all the places
We should.
and like King Arthur type names.
So, for a movie about Romans, you'd think that they would get the word decimated correct. Because decimated does not mean what most people think it means, by the way.
It's frequently misused in that it means only to reduce something by 10%.
By 10%, yes. not a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, killing 10% of a population is a lot of people.
Yeah.
But it's not the term that most people think it is of this.
Like the word jihad.
Correct.
Okay, let's not open that can of worms.
Yeah.
but
Too late. Eat it.
I love these worms. Should we just talk about beer now?
Yes.
Because
The
I'm
first
already
thing I have written
disengaged
down
from
on
this
this
movie.
on my notes is Max wants more beer. I don't know why. So what are we drinking today, James?
Yeah, James.
I brought back from Grand Rapids a growler filled with Founder's Watermelon Gose.
And that's not a drunk angry cat. It's
No.
a different thing. Okay.
Yeah. Which
wanna
is
see
a
all of our cats
pub-only
angry and
beer
drunk.
that they have at their brewery right now because it is summer and it is hot, and the Gose is a nice, refreshing beer. To me, it is not as sour as a lot of other Goses there are, but I also don't think that Goses are necessarily a sour beer. I think the salt flavor probably lends itself to allowing sour flavors in there more. This, to me, tastes like it's not harsh. Don't think it's like purely sweet or anything, but it tastes like a salted watermelon Jolly Rancher. But it's not overly sweet as like the Jolly Rancher is. It's just got that watermelon, that artificial watermelon flavor to it.
Okay. So probably watermelon extract.
Yeah. And I'm not usually a big watermelon fan. Like, I actually don't like watermelon. So
As a fruit or as a flavor or just in general?
I like candies far more than I like the fruit
Really?
itself.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like watermelon all that much. Yeah. So I was surprised to have enjoyed this as much as I did at Founders. So good job, Founders.
Yeah, this is one of the best things I've drank on this show.
Really?
I think so.
Wow,
yeah,
that's saying a lot, Ryan.
I like this a lot.
We are 30-some episodes in.
Mm-hmm. This is very good. Very refreshing. Everything. I'm backing up, what James said, but it's not unpleasantly sour at any point. No, this is just really good. So
they actually built that wall. It is over a kilometer long.
Yeah, Hadrian's Wall.
Or no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of a different
on
wall.
The set.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they did film this in Ireland.
Which is not where Hadrian's Wall is located.
Yes.
Thanks, James.
I'm thinking of the big ass wall later.
Oh, that wall.
Yeah, but no, the Hadrian's Wall. They built an actual practical wall because they wanted actual actors standing up next to it for that few seconds that's on screen.
They couldn't find an actual wall somewhere?
I don't know. So, here we see our Magnificent Seven, which led by one Clive Owen and
Mr.
many
Fantastic.
other people who look very similar. Oh, that is Mr. Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is.
Huh.
It was quite a stretch to get him in this movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that because this is right when that movie came out, I think.
At times, this movie feels like it was shot for TV.
Is it because of like the weird camera angles?
A little bit. I don't know. It's just the production at times feels very, very budget.
Yeah, I would agree with that, actually. I think some of it has to do with the Roman armor. Looks cheap.
The Roman armor is cheap and is also not historically accurate for this time period.
No, it's not, because if this is the Holy Roman Empire, they were not running around in centurion armor at this point.
Correct.
Which, in an extra beardy way, I wanted to ask you guys, so we're... For like historical accuracy, are we allowed to pick that apart?
Yeah,
when we can't pick apart the source material, or are we going against our own rules there?
No. That's
on it, but
yeah.
So,
well, like
just
one of the big ones here is they refer to these people as woads when they're actually Picts. They didn't use the word Picts because they thought it was too weird of a word to be saying throughout the entire movie.
But woad was okay.
Woad was okay.
Whoa! Everybody, slow down.
Well, there is no difference between woad and picked in like strangeness of word.
Yeah, woad to your mother.
Let's
do that.
Well, I know the word woad from playing Age of Empires 2 a lot.
Yes, but it's still like if they used it for weirdness, they're not that much different.
Yeah. If this opening has taught me anything, or this movie has taught me anything, it's that pants were illegal in Rome.
Right.
I thought he was going to throw his cestus there at that point.
Yeah.
Or is that his cestus?
Cestus is the hand thing.
It's the hand thing. Yeah.
So it's some kind of.
It'll come to me. I'll think about it.
It's a fidget spinner.
Yes, exactly.
I thought you were talking about a different character, but Bors, who uses like the hand thing, I think technically could be called Cestus.
No, I thought King Arthur was going to throw his sword there.
Oh, it's Gladius.
Gladius, thank you.
Yeah, when he kind of flips it
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
They cut to the next angle, and he's clearly not holding that sword that way.
Yeah, he's
anymore.
like holding it backwards.
Yeah, but it's clearly not that at that point.
I hadn't seen this since it came out when I watched it earlier this
Ryan,
week.
Did you see it in theaters?
Oh, I don't know if I did on this one. Actually, I'm not sure.
That bishop has the same faces we're making, by the way.
Right,
yes.
Right. But watching this again, I was like, wow, there are just a ton of actors, fairly well-known actors, probably not at this time, like Mads Mikkelsen, Joel Edgerton.
Stellar Skarsgård.
Yeah,
Keira Knightley is just getting her start, kind of, sort of.
So, not to be like the historically accurate guy, but
okay.
It infuriates me, because it's not historically accurate, it's just tactics-wise. It infuriates me that they run into battle, or ride into battle, and then get off their horses. The number one benefit they had over all of these guys is that they were on horses. Yeah. Like, if you're in Mounted Knight, the last thing you do is get off your horse.
Well, they do that at the end of the movie. They stay in their horse as long as they can.
Yeah, but they don't hear.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they kind of get off the horses after the battle's more or less won, though.
Not really.
What up, Doe?
I do like this
Them
line.
locks.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a very like
See,
American
that guy knows what's
Godsey,
going on.
American Godsey line.
Yeah.
I do like the makeup on the Woads.
Yeah, they're cool. It's a good look.
And I believe the word woad comes from the plant they used to use to paint themselves.
It may. How do you guys feel about making Merlin the leader of the opposing faction?
He's not the opposing faction. He's just like the neutral. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's.
I mean, he's opposing. That's
mean,
the
yeah,
people they're defending
yeah.
the wall from.
Yeah, true.
I actually kind of like it, to be honest.
I feel like if you're gonna do King Arthur, you have to do Merlin as well. They're such like
just iconic characters.
yeah. Kind of like iconic characters. But if you want to do the there's no magic in this movie,
Right.
you have to kind of have him as like the mysterious leader in the woods.
Right. Okay. So this is one of the movies, and this happens fairly frequently, where it is marketed, I think, incorrectly, and maybe this was just younger Ryan not understanding trailers as well, but the trailers for this movie led me to believe it was going to be much more action-oriented,
Yes.
and it was going to be much more bombastic with a lot of the action.
Yes.
And it was neither of those things.
No, it's not.
Right.
But it's because the trailer focused mostly on the ice battle.
Exactly. Right. That's totally
Which
right.
is-
And some of the trebuchet stuff.
Yeah. Yep. Which is the coolest scene in this whole movie is that ice battle scene.
Yep, we'll get to that soon when we get to that.
Yep.
And I like Clive Owen a lot, but I feel like he phoned a lot of this in.
I would agree with that, actually.
So
Because
first-
everyone else seems to really be steeping in their characters and enjoying it, especially Ray Winstone.
Yeah, Ray Winstone's the best character in this whole movie.
Oh yeah, it's
Boris?
surprising that of all like the group, he's the most fleshed out.
yeah.
Right.
But going back to Clive Owen phoning this in, Clive Owen was not the first, second, or third choice for this leading role. Who do you guys think in 2004 were the people they went to before him who turned this down?
Can I ask for a clue first? Were they all British?
No,
George Clooney.
no,
Rip Torn.
no. Right,
Okay. James, actual guess.
actual guess.
2004.
2004.
One of them, I'll give you a hint. One of them,
The guy who plays James
Johnny Depp.
Bond.
which Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig.
All right, so Daniel Craig was actually the fourth person.
Ha!
Jerry Bruckheimer, the producer, vetoed him as he thought Clive Owen was in line to be the next Bond and would give this movie a larger like DVD shelf life. I'll be like, oh yeah, James Bond. I'm gonna go see what else this guy's done, and so
Man, all the background tacticals of sales, huh?
Yeah, do you remember the, like, in the aughts, how everything was a Jerry Bruckheimer production, it seemed like?
Oh, yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
You're not charring my tree there, buddy, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
Okay, so I got number 4. Which
got number
wasn't-
4.
Which was a
Which
bonus
was-
one, right?
Okay.
yeah, that was like the bonus one that could never actually offered him the role. I guess
Yeah.
like Bruckheimer vetoed that.
Okay.
I'll give you a hint. 2 of them are Australian.
Okay.
2 of them, huh?
Yep. One of them has played a Roman before.
Oh.
Rosie O'Donnell.
Not 8 a Roman.
Sorry, Rosie. Nothing against you. Whatever.
The actual guy who played in Gladiator?
Yes,
Can't think of his
Russell
name.
Crowe.
Russell Crowe?
They asked Russell Crowe to be in
Was
this
he
movie.
like, no?
Probably, I guess so. The other 2, Mel Gibson and Hugh Jackman.
Wow.
Huh.
They all said no.
So they just went for... Aren't all of those guys Australians?
I don't know if Russell Crowe's Australian.
I feel like he is.
I think he is.
But I'm not certain, Max.
Yeah, I know the other 2 are at least.
All right.
So
Good
I feel like
dick.
he could be.
I like
Good
Clive
dong
Owen a
joke.
lot.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with Clive Owen. I don't
Yeah.
like Clive Owen in this movie.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's interesting. We had some friends over yesterday, and our friend Christy was kind of watching over my shoulder here, and she's just like, "I like Clive Owen, but I don't like him at all in this movie." I was like, "Yeah, I'm with you."
I want to be one of the guys whose just job it is to wave the flag
yeah,
all day.
Yeah, I'm waving a flag, waving a flag.
Color guard.
Or the guy whose job it is just to burn stuff in the
Oh, that's
field.
way more fun.
It's interesting to note that there are a couple scenes in this movie where you see blood on the swords. Not a lot, but
Right.
usually it's that like post battle, which I can't think of many other PG-13 movies that go for that kind of gore. Usually, like you'll see people get stabbed and such,
Yeah,
but
maybe
the
just a
weapons
quick
are always
flash.
clean.
Yeah. So, is Mads Mikkelsen supposed to be Middle Eastern?
They're all supposed to be from Sarmatia, and Sarmatia was supposed to cover from like Ukraine to Iran.
Yes.
But like everyone's style is this weird hodgepodge of
yeah.
Eastern European, or Arabic. There's a little bit of Hun, actually, or
So they're from-
Mongolian. Like
they're-
when he's in his full armor at the end, he has like the distinct like Mongol hat.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I would think
possibly because he also has the curved sword.
I would think Mads is supposed to be more Persian than anything.
Yeah, but still white because it's 2004 and
Everyone's white.
everyone's
They're-
white.
Well, they're probably from Tommy Wiseaunia.
Also, the guy who plays Gawain, Beardy McAxe, looks like a white version of Jason Momoa.
Little white version. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Joel Edgerton is a great actor. I'd like to see that guy in some more stuff.
I really in battle scenes. I cannot identify who is who. outside of
Boars.
Boars. It's Boars, and everybody else is just running around basically.
Yep. You can kind of tell Mads only because he has face tattoos, but I cannot tell Galahad and Lancelot apart.
Nope.
Like watching this for the first time, I thought that was Galahad.
Right. Also same. Mads Mikkelsen has that way of speaking, or a way of speaking that I find very, I don't know, interesting. He's got a very unique sound.
Yeah.
Doing bird stuff, man.
Yeah.
Got some hard stuff.
So Lancelot and Tristan, Mads Mikkelsen, and whatever Lancelot's actor's name would again reappear in Hannibal about a decade later. From
Both
those.
of them?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
They're like the main two leads, I think.
Yeah, his name is Eon Grufford. I don't know if that's how you say his first name, but the last name is hilarious.
Yeah. So.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know anything to tell you
Still
about.
not
Just kind of
Yep,
going.
Fight
going.
the- my-
I don't know anything to tell you about Galahad's character other than he's like bushier bearded Lancelot.
I'd like to point out that entire scene that we just talked through, that whole time we were talking, was them walking or riding along the same wall.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
It's supposed to establish some character for these characters, so
that's
you can kind
fine,
of tell
but
them
like
apart.
you could do a far more like them eating and drinking and having fun with each other in this scene is far more evocative and world building than that. They can do this whole thing with like them here. Them
Yeah.
riding
Right.
those horses is a really, really boring scene to watch.
Yeah. So the actor who plays the bishop, whose name currently escapes me, did not know English, so he pulled the Bela Lugosi when he was doing this movie.
Really?
Yep.
Just memorize his lines.
Yep.
Well done.
Yep. Yeah, Boris is just a character that I was like, that's not what I was expecting from him. To care about all of his bastards.
Right.
Yep.
But like you said, though, he's the most fleshed out. I mean, I care the most about Boars.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like the beginning of that scene too, when there's all the kids on there, and you're like, oh look, those kids just must
like-
all
you're like, oh,
really
yeah,
like the
knights,
knights.
yeah.
Oh, it's all Boars.
Yeah.
A bunch of Boars babies.
So this scene did not make any sense until after the movie, like about who this is. Oh, Pelagius.
Yeah.
So like, or it doesn't make sense until much later that he's supposed to. Oh yeah, Pelagius was killed.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, why is he smashing this token?
Yeah.
Because there's no context for that.
All right.
No. As opposed to the fortress tower.
Right.
Yeah.
So how far behind Training Day was this movie? Because it's the same director.
I think it's actually his next movie.
Right.
Have you seen the movies that come after Training Day for that guy?
This is one of them, but
It's a
Antoine Fuqua, I think is his name.
Antoine Fuqua.
Fuqua.
Yes.
I don't believe that it's a very, very good sequence for him.
Not
I think
really.
we've
No.
talked about that before.
Olympus Has Fallen.
Yeah,
he
it's one
directed
of them.
Olympus Has Fallen.
Which is a fun movie.
Yeah.
It's not Training Day, because Training Day is a good movie.
Yeah.
It's a fun movie. So are we supposed to take in from this scene that he's lost a lot of knights, or that Rome has been slowly pulling out? And
No, I think just a lot of people have been killed.
Okay.
That's why
or
I see
whoever
it.
built the table was just overly ambitious. I mean,
No, I think it's that
he's lost dudes.
everyone's been killed. Oh no, Training Day was 2001. This is 2004. So Training Day comes before this. But when I was watching this, I'm like, I'm getting a very Magnificent Seven from like the Seven Knights or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Antoine Fuqua directed Magnificent Seven.
Oh, all right.
There you go.
I'd like to see that one. That's got like what, Chris Pratt, Denzel Washington, some other folks.
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I still am not, like, I'm still not sure which way we're supposed to take this, whether or not it's Rome pulling out or he's lost a lot of knights. Because
I think it's both.
Later on in the movie, he's like, my knights, I've failed you because you died and I didn't die.
No,
And
I think it's because it's like they had the chance for freedom, I guess, and he was like, this is the Dark Age one more job heist thing.
Well, yeah.
I think it's become much more personal from him, like being on that cusp of like, you'll be free.
That's got to be a trip, just not knowing the languages.
Yeah.
Through the lines like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But it also makes me wonder what other reasons he was cast for then.
Because he's like stereotypically Roman.
Sure. So this is just fly on the wall simulator, just medieval edition, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys ever hear Christopher Lee's, before he passed, that song he made with his metal band about he washed his hands in the blood of Saxons?
No.
It is pretty awesome.
I
Go
bet
look
it
it
is.
up after this.
I've heard a little bit, some snippets of some of his other songs, but yeah, that's...
Yeah.
That pleases me.
I washed my hands in the blood of Saxons.
Who's that? Was that
I think that was supposed to be Galahad.
Wait, which one's Gawain? Which one's Galahad?
Who cares?
Is
Galahad is
Joel Edgerton?
No, sorry. Gawain is the axe hair.
Who's the long hair guy? I mean, the actor is Joel Edgerton.
You know me, I don't know actors' names.
There's Mads. Hi, Mads.
Yeah.
What up, Mads? You Mads, bruh?
I feel like with how his hair and makeup is done, Mads Mikkelsen could pass as someone of Asian descent. Because you never get a really good look at his face.
Right.
Yeah.
This movie just really makes me want to watch Shoot 'Em Up.
Good movie.
Dude, that movie's hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, like 100 different guns are shot in that movie.
All right, so
Several death by carrot.
Mm-hmm.
So just put the timeline together here. This kid they go rescue is what, like 8 or 9, right?
Electo?
I feel like he's
like early teens.
Early teens.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
The biggest goddamn 9-year-old I've ever seen.
Okay, but even then,
I
like,
feel like he was born on the island. Let's put it that way.
but this whole storyline here, it's the Pope's favorite godchild
Yeah.
and pupil.
You're my favorite godchild. Go to the edge of the most dangerous area of the empire.
Yeah, but like, how often is the Pope actually seen this kid? I mean, it took a while to get to Britannia.
We cannot lose Electo to the Saxons and their beards.
But no, I'm like, legitimately, it seems like a weird storyline to really go with, like, the Pope loves this kid because he's the best and he loves him so much.
Yeah,
as opposed to just being like,
know.
the Pope told you to do it, so
Yeah.
go do it. Like,
Right.
that seems more viable than this kid is making multiple cross-continent journeys in the Dark Ages.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine.
Saxons and their beards.
All right, so Joel Edgerton's character is Gawain in this movie. All right, now
I just want to know who vacuums the Pope, or not the
Pope
Pope, the
vacuum?
Bishop, with all of his carpetry on him.
Yeah.
There's something like 1,600 different costumes in this movie.
Is he constantly warding off dirt devils?
Exactly. Yeah, there's 1,600 different costumes, and about 1,200 of them were bought at Halloween USA.
Probably.
I mean, the deluxe costumes at Halloween
Right.
USA.
Oh yeah, the ones
Not-
that are
not
like
the-
$50
not the-
bucks.
Yeah, not the chintzy ones, but still.
Yeah. It's the same store they got all the costumes for Batman and Robin from. Just
Ugh.
what? I'm not gonna hope for please. There's just like no character development for like any of these guys.
For half of them, yeah.
Except Boris.
Yeah, so
Boris.
And I think the Mads character development is supposed to be the I'm the mysterious weird
Yeah, and
guy
I am the
that
tracker.
yeah.
You know, they all kind of fill the role or their part. Like, Dagonet is the bruiser, the big silent guy. You know?
Yeah. I
That's
do
a cute
like
line.
that he's clearly
It's
bothered
endearing.
by it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
I also
Which is
like
a great
that line.
response. I aim for the middle. Got planes
Like, he
to
doesn't
make.
say a word until like almost an hour into the movie. I feel like.
And he still somehow has more character development than the people that speak.
Right.
Yeah. Like, even though he doesn't say much, like, you do care about when he spoilers dies.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's forecast that it's going to happen, but
Yeah.
Sailor.
I do like this song.
mm-hmm.
The sets. I mean, a lot of the shooting locations in the sets in this movie are cool.
Yeah.
And
So
it's-
while they're having PTSD to Samatia flashbacks, I rather do enjoy this beer. It does have that watermelony, fakey flavor, but it's still enjoyable. And it's it's a Gose that's meant to be enjoyed on a hot afternoon after work. It's only 4-5%, so you're not supposed to get plastered off of it.
But
Yeah.
you can try.
You
Mine's
can
gone.
Yeah,
I
we-
need some more.
Very sweet drunk.
Such a sweet drunk.
I do like when they cut to these guys, and you can see that the difference in everybody. There's some people that are really enjoying the song, and there's other people that like you were talking about, are having a lot of trouble with it.
Yeah.
I like that juxtaposition across the nights, that it's not just all like one for all and all for one,
Yeah.
like Three Musketeers time. I want to know how he
Oh,
keeps.
Mads Mikkelsen also is in Three Musketeers.
That's. I want to know how Lancelot, is that right? Lancelot's the guy with the goatee, right?
Yeah, two
Mr.
swords.
Fantastic?
Yeah. Yeah, how he keeps his goatee so clean and nice, and what's supposedly the worst point in human history.
It's a good question. So apparently, he was caught curling his eyelashes during makeup, curling his own eyelashes, and it got spread around the set, so they started calling him Sir Lash a lot.
Oh, that's
Oh.
brutal.
Nice.
I feel like this is
That's
one of
all the
two-
character he gets.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yep.
say.
Arthur, I can't believe you're setting us on a fucking fetch quest.
Yeah, a fetch quest that phase 2 is an escort mission.
Yep.
Lame. Poor's mad. Such a cool voice.
Yeah.
It's a good voice.
He definitely throws on the more foreign accent.
Mhm.
What is he eating?
Apple,
But
What?
it doesn't look like an apple.
potato.
Yeah, he's slowly cutting some orb and just eating it.
I like this line as he's walking away too.
No, his wife will kill him. Yeah.
Well, his mistress.
Yeah. Oh, wife.
Because
Quotation fingers.
TBD.
They don't get married.
at the end of the movie, he's like, I'm going to get married now.
Who said I'd have you?
Yeah. It's a good line.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's right. No more lines for you. Just chuckling. Go away.
That's all the character that guy gets
Right.
Yep.
for the next hour and a half.
He's just Zelda. Or he's
Yeah.
Link. His job is just to break pots the whole
Yep.
movie. Lancelot's just like, huh?
Yeah.
Don't move at all. Hold the
They
cup.
won't see me. The Pope is like a T-Rex. You don't move, you can't.
He can't give you orders.
I don't want to put my saddle on my horse. So, James, did you ever watch King Arthur in the Knights of Justice, the old TV show?
I don't remember that TV show.
So that was the TV show where Arthur King, who was of the Knights football team, him and his bus full of people, got cast back into the past by Merlin to, be King Arthur in the Knights because they got imprisoned by Morgana. And it was such, an obvious, toyification show where there was, buy this action figure and whatnot. Right. But it had, this really cool, guitar-y soundtrack and whatever.
Yeah.
And a really cool, transformation scene when they all got their, magic armor and such.
If you wanted to hook Little Ryan into a cartoon show, you used a guitar and you did it well.
But it was pretty cool, though.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Because all the knights had their own, really distinct style and such.
Okay.
And there was, over a dozen of them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
which,
wow.
for doing that many characters, I mean, they weren't always, the spotlight of every episode, but
All right.
Yeah.
you got to see, the guy with, a Morning Star that extended or whatever. That was kind of cool.
That sounds like an action figure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I like the dramatic walk around the post that Lancelot
Well, they
does
didn't have
right
glasses back then, so we can't take them off dramatically.
there.
So he has to walk around a thing.
Yep. But look how much time, this camera's cutting, between the two of them. Well, it's stopped now, but...
If you start noticing that, a lot of movies don't do contiguous takes. There's tons and tons of popular movies that they just cut back and forth constantly.
Yeah.
That makes those long takes feel so good when they actually get done.
That was kind of been one of the, not really cures of doing this podcast. I've just been oh my God, I've been watching so much shit. As I've just been watching a lot of older movies from the 40s that do a lot of long takes.
You know what movie has some of the longest takes I've ever seen? Is the original Ocean's 11.
With Frank Sinatra and the Rat Pack?
Frank Sinatra and the Rat Pack. That is also one of the worst movies I've ever watched in my life.
Really?
It's awful.
I've never seen it.
It is so
I'd watch
boring.
Yeah.
It's not bad in
I remember it being pretty
bad.
amusing as far as...
It's just boring. It's really long, too.
Yeah, I think it was... It's in the 60s, right? When they made that movie?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty clear that they just got together and they're like, screw it, we're in Vegas. Let's
we're
make
in
a movie.
Vegas. We've all the
Yeah.
Rat Pack.
Yeah, let's make a
Just
movie.
film a movie.
Kind of like how Ocean's 12, the new, obviously the sequel,
The second
the new
one?
feels like, hey, we're all in Rome. Let's make a movie. That feels that way.
I haven't seen that one. I've seen 11 and 13.
Those are the ones you actually should see. Don't bother with 12. It's not good.
Okay.
They talked about stuff and it doesn't matter.
Mm.
Everyone's grumpy still. Just go with that.
Yeah.
But there's so
Grumpy
much
and brown.
we saw Lord of the Rings and are kind of taking the same kind of camera angles.
Yeah. Well, I told Ryan this earlier, which is that this movie reeks that somebody saw the opening scene to Gladiator and was like, I want to make a whole movie of that,
Yep.
but didn't have the ability to.
Yeah. So here we have Stellar Skarsgård as Surdik, whose name is never mentioned in the movie.
No.
He turned this role down 3 times, but they never went for someone else. They're like, please be in this movie. Please be in this movie.
I really
Please
like
be in
his
this
character,
movie.
though. Or
Yeah.
rather, how he's
Yeah.
played.
Yeah.
So, just to make sure I'm not completely out of line here,
Yeah.
Stellan Skarsgård, isn't he the guy who plays the other, the other,
old professor in
the
Thor?
old professor in
Yes.
Thor?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also Davy Jones.
Okay. He got old.
No, Davy
No,
Jones
no,
is Bill
that's
Nye.
David. That's
That's
David.
Bill
Yeah, Bill Nye.
Yeah.
Stellan Skarsgård is bootstrap built. Stellan Skarsgård is
Yeah.
bootstrap
And,
built.
and,
That's what
and
I
maybe
meant to
they like bulked him up with the armor in this because he looks big in this.
He does.
Yeah.
Like tall and everything. He does not look like the wimpy doctor that shows
Right.
up in the other one. So that maybe that's just camera angles they're messing with
Right.
in the
I think it's the
Camera
shoulder
angles in
pads
like
too,
9
probably.
years.
Yeah. Yeah, but 9 years they did a lot to either make him look young in this movie or older in the other ones.
Yeah.
Because who is that guy?
His
Til
son.
Schweiger?
Well, yes,
Well.
but the actor.
He's Hugo Stiglitz from Glorious Bastards.
Thank you. I was going to say I do
also,
have seen that guy before.
He's the main character in what was it? The an Uwe Boll movie, Far Cry, I think.
Oh, that's a movie we got to watch.
When he's talking to his son there, he's like, "Are you challenging me?
Yeah, it's a
You
good
only
line.
have one beard. I have 3 beards.
Yeah.
I got 2 in my hair.
Look at my beards.
You got no hair."
Yeah, it's not quite the Invader Zim way of ranking beings just by how tall you are. The taller you are, the higher ranked you are. Literally.
Hey, talking about Saxons because they're Vikings
Yeah.
reminded me of that joke I sent you on Twitter, Max.
Yes.
Scandinavians. That was pretty funny.
Yes.
Explain for those of us
The
everyone
joke
who
is-
is not me and
All
Ryan
why
about that joke.
why do the Swedes put barcodes on the side of their boats
Why do they do that, Mr. Thorpe?
so they can Scandinavian?
So
I am Danish and Ryan is Norwegian, so
Right.
this is all okay by us.
what's with the exploding sand joints? I mean, is that
It's like, look at these epic doors.
Yeah.
Just like Minas Tirith. Even though we saw them go through, I think, this door like half an hour ago.
Yeah. The salute, the Roman salute there.
Yep.
There's a nice little adage.
what's the Roman salute?
No, no, it's not.
Something.
No, I think that was the wall that they spent like months and months creating because they wanted people to stand on top of it as opposed to making it CGI.
Okay.
Sorry.
Or doing some forced perspective kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The
model.
the music in this oftentimes does remind me of this scene where he's running at the. I'm trying to remember which is it. Lancelot is the one that's running at the keep, and he just stays farther and farther away, and then is suddenly showing up. Like
Oh,
the epic
yeah.
drum music.
Yeah, and Monty Python. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Monty Python. I like
Yeah.
this scene. I think this is a really, really cool scene where they trap them with all the ropes.
Oh yeah, it's a very cool like trap. I think like I can't recall seeing that in any other like medieval property, as far as like video games
Yeah.
or
It's a really, really cool trap. I like
Yeah.
it a lot.
Word.
Was that map supposed to be human skin?
I thought it was originally.
Okay. It's some kind of skin.
Yeah, some
Probably
kind of
some
animal
kind of
hide
skin.
or human hide.
Yeah.
Just because I thought it maybe would have been a deer, just because of how big it was.
Right.
But no.
So why would his son sound so different from him?
Because they didn't care.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the original director or mindset behind this project was one Michael Bay. He developed this thing over 5 years and then left because of budgetary concerns.
Like he didn't have enough money?
Like he was, I think he probably was worried he wouldn't be able to get all the money he wanted to do what he wanted to do.
Right. He wasn't 17 Transformers movies deep at this point.
Yeah. Also, there's a director's cut of this movie that's 20 minutes longer.
Ooh.
What
Why?
happened? Is there more horse riding?
The fight scenes are
More boring and longer?
more boring. They're gorier apparently because the movie is also unrated. The sex scene between
Keira Knightley and
Keira
Owen.
Clive Owen is before they know the Saxons are arriving,
Huh.
and they cut out some of the humor.
Oh, wow. Good. I'm
Yeah.
sure that makes the movie a lot better.
Yeah. There's also originally a much different ending. It didn't end with a wedding. It ends with a funeral.
Ah.
So, and Antoine Fuqua prefers the funeral ending.
I was going to say, I'm assuming it's Arthur's funeral. Is the
No,
ending,
it's like
but-
Lancelot and
Oh,
everyone who died.
Okay. I would have preferred the funeral ending, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I think I agree with him on that.
Because it just like, and then there's a wedding.
Yeah, it's kind of a tonal mismatch, actually.
Yeah.
With the
After
rest
this
of the
I
giant
actually
battle.
really wanted King Arthur to die in this.
Yeah.
That would have been odd.
For him to
I
die.
was surprised that spoilers, Lancelot dies.
Yeah. Good scene.
Yeah, this is a good scene. There's a lot of tension in it,
Yeah.
Oh God.
and it's shot interestingly.
Sorry, was that tension an accidental strings joke? I don't know. That's how.
No,
I
it was not a joke. It was like you actually like I expected someone to bite the bullet in this scene, like someone to die.
Mm.
I like that it's actually they're shooting like organic
Barbed wire.
wire basically.
Yeah, just a bunch of thorns.
Non-GMO barbed wire.
Yeah.
Barbed wire. Oh, that's a movie we could try. Barbed wire. Oh boy.
Oh
Ooh.
no.
Ah,
Whoa.
that's unfortunate. That was a close one. That one guy almost had to develop his character.
Yeah. So this is still going.
I'm
And
wondering, is this
we're
a
here.
set? Do you think, or do you think they're outside? I mean, there's huge.
No, I
like,
think this is
huge
all
area.
outside.
Yeah. Ah!
So this movie goes through a bunch of different topographies as far as like what the environment is like. What time of the year do you think this is supposed to be in England?
I'm gonna say late summer, fall. I don't know, because we end up in winter soon.
It's to me, it's supposed to be either like very early spring, is what I would take it as, because there is the whole ice sequence. I mean, going north of the Wall, Hadrian's Wall was very close to Scotland, if not right along Scotland. So,
Yeah.
like Scottish weather is very different than the weather that would be south of the Wall.
Mm.
But at this point, they are north of the Wall, so it's still kind of happy and sunny. Like,
Yeah,
not sunny, but it's rainy and everything,
it's
which makes
temperate.
sense.
Yeah,
But it's not cold, basically. So
yeah. And then it
uh,
like randomly starts snowing.
yeah, that's my biggest problem with the ice scene that comes on later, is that it is such a geographic difference. It's like, we're gonna go east, and then all of a sudden it's just filled with snow and like there's frozen lakes and stuff.
Yeah,
It is a neat scene, but
Yeah.
I like that the knife does have runes on it also.
yeah.
Gawain is one of you guys.
I think that's Wayne.
I already forgot what I detailed. Joel Edgerton, who are you? Yep, you're Gawain.
There you go. Boars has more.
All right, this scene was filmed 13 days before the U.S. premiere to add more levity. Where he's talking about all of his kids.
It's a good scene, actually.
No, it is a great scene.
Yeah.
But this was something like, this movie is not fun enough.
Right.
This movie is super dark.
But here's the thing, though. So we said that Boars gets the most character development. This entire exchange is about Boars.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything is about Boars.
Yep. Boars, I mean, King Arthur just happens to have the power of being Roman. Everybody else just listens to Boars.
Yeah.
I think Boars is the true leader of the Knights of the Round Table here.
Right. Yeah, so that was
Like,
like
it
one
was
of the
very much like you don't expect him to care about all of his kids.
right.
Especially number 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, it implies that he spent time with his kids. Yeah. It's, you know.
Yep.
And yeah, Dagonite spoke there for the second time, but it took about 40 minutes before he said anything.
Yeah.
We're only 40 minutes in.
I know, kill me.
Yeah.
Beautiful locations, though.
Yeah.
I wanted to know, like, it looks so ridiculously out of place, the Roman villa.
Yeah, it's like going to drag that statue all the way from Rome
Yeah, like everybody else is
through the
living
highlands.
is living in grass huts outside of it, and then he's like, "Look at my grand area! Like, I've got an agora and
Yeah.
everything," which is Greek, but whatever.
Yes, the stereotypical Roman.
Yeah, I like that the horse is like, "Don't touch me."
He's like, nah, I'm good.
Speaking of horses, the horse that Bors rides is the same horse that Russell Crowe rides in Gladiator at the beginning.
Really?
The white horse. Yep.
Oh, okay,
Nine-
yeah.
9 years old, James. Have you seen kids before?
No. There's a different kid in this.
Oh,
movie I was
the one
thinking
they
of.
find in the
The one
in
they find-
dungeon.
okay.
The one they
yeah,
find in the dungeon.
That's like a
kid. Yeah, he's
9-year-old
probably
kid.
like 9.
yeah, that's the kid that was in my head. That shows you how much I cared about Electo.
Yes.
Right.
And actually how much this movie cares about Electo. Because they
Right.
find that kid in the dungeon and they're like, psh, Electo sucks. Let's keep track of this kid instead.
This kid likes the knights.
Yeah.
It's a lovely place.
Yeah. Mm. He's so wimpy looking.
Yeah.
Like if ever you envision like a corrupt like Roman noble, I guess,
Yeah.
like that is what he looks like.
Just this soggy little man.
Yep.
Yeah.
With a tussle of black hair.
Yeah.
Because I'm a Roman.
That guy looks like...
He looks really familiar.
He looks like Zachary Quinto.
That's
to me.
exactly who he looks like.
Okay.
It's a secret Spock movie.
Right.
So I gotta get out of here. There's a guy hanging right there. If you notice that, he's in the what would be, I guess, the Roman version of the stockades.
Yeah, but we
he
literally go up to see him in
he
like
cuts him
30
down.
seconds.
Yep. But I'm pointing out they show him right.
Oh
before
yeah,
they
yeah,
go
yeah.
Do it.
I've also already developed Cockney accent.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Good line.
Ooh.
What?
No.
He also looks
What?
like the guy who claps his hands in Monty Python.
Yep. This guy, yeah.
Is the guy with the hat just leering? Just
Yeah.
This guy delivers some good exposition.
Yeah, he does. Exposition man.
Oh,
yeah.
Arthur is terrible at public speaking.
yeah. It's weird how the sword is called Excalibur, and like the Woads know his sword is called Excalibur,
Yeah.
but it's never mentioned again other than the opening scene.
I would have thought that if they would have done that, he would have found the sword on the island or something like that.
Well, I think they say the sword is forged of British steel, so the sword was made on the island.
Yeah.
And then there's a flashback where you see it pulling it out of the grave.
Yeah. I just figured that it would have been. I mean, it's his dad's sword, is what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And so he's British. His dad's British. I forgot about that.
No, his mom's British. His
His
dad's
mom-
Roman.
okay. So I figured it would be one. They do kind of more with it. I mean, I guess like pulling out of the grave is like pulling out of the stone.
Yeah, yeah.
But
And then boom, winner.
yeah, I mean, I don't need like again. People know the story of King Arthur.
Yeah.
Like I don't. Just like I don't need to watch Spider-Man get bit by a spider every
Yeah.
time a Spider-Man movie comes out. I don't need to watch King Arthur pull a sword out of a stupid stone every time the King Arthur movie comes
Yeah,
around.
I mean that is like the Arthur origin story, but there's also like a whole other like half an hour of stuff that happens before that of how he was conceived and all that with Uther Pendragon. I took a whole class of medieval literature and
Well, yeah, but I
college,
mean,
so I
what
get to
I'm
learn all
just
those
saying,
fun
like,
stories.
there's certain things, there are
Yeah.
iconic things about the character that are in the zeitgeist that you don't need to see every time.
Yeah, Arthur, Merlin, Lancelot, Guinevere, Sword and Stone.
Zeitgeist. Is that one of them ghosts?
Yes.
Drums beating.
Yep. Snow time.
He's got one in his eyelash. Good work.
Yeah.
The White Walkers are coming.
Everybody scatter. Entertainment might be coming.
Yeah.
In this movie, Clive Owen doesn't seem like he can effectively pull off tough guy face.
Yeah.
It's all just mildly annoyed. guy
Well, I
behind
think
you
in
at the store
comparison of
face.
what you associate a tough medieval man to look like he doesn't have the frame for it. Like he pulls off the good like Children of Men. He comes off good as a tough guy because he doesn't need to have that big bulky body frame because he has a gun.
Yeah.
I'm just going from facial expressions. He doesn't seem. Again, it's back to the whole phoning it in kind of thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Because like Sin City's a great example. In Sin City, he's menacing.
Yeah. He's a straight up like murderer.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
but he plays it very well.
Yeah.
Clive Owen has played a lot of video games. He's like, I know that's a secret door.
Yeah,
Yep.
there's some
I
fucking
tapped
loot
my
back
sword
there.
against it. It made a different sound.
Yeah, had this been Dark Souls, it would have just faded away, and then everyone would die.
Yep. Something would have popped out.
Yeah.
Grabbed Dag and I pulled him into the Pulled him into the dark.
So I don't know why in this scene, one, there's light blue sky behind everyone, but so I don't know why in this scene he's not like, all right, look, me and Dagonet are going to take care of this weird room we found. The rest all y'all get out of here.
Right.
Like, that seems like the logical thing to do. Because you can hear the drums.
So this is making everyone hang out in the front lawn?
Yeah. like, hold on, everybody.
Yeah, hold on. Ignore those drums we talked about for a little bit.
Yeah.
You're all going to die,
Yeah.
but I got to check this room.
Right.
Yep. So here we're walking into a dungeon that's designed by Joel Schumacher based off the amount of green neon light.
Yeah. So apparently this guy was just going to hang out in here?
Oh, no, yeah. He's like, I questioned that. He's like, oh, yeah, I agreed to stay. He says, I agreed to stay here.
Yeah.
Until later they're like, chain them back up. And he's like, no.
Ooh. This is a
Some
pretty
good-looking
brutal
corpses.
scene, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if the creepy dungeon guy was going to, publicly wall himself in with the prisoners, but then secretly sneak out later. Perhaps. And maybe that's why he's a lot more reluctant to be put in here by someone else.
Well, I think he has like a godly duty or something.
Yes.
How dare you walk into my knife?
Thanks for using the past tense.
I like that Lancelot just kills him. I
Yeah.
really like that he
Yeah.
just takes him out.
Right.
At first I thought he was just going to set him on fire.
Yeah.
It would have been awesome.
Yeah. Drop it in here.
Yeah.
I saw him first. He's mine now.
Right.
Good job,
Okay.
Dagonet.
Good thing I haven't anything to eat in a while. I'd be shitting my pants right now.
Yeah.
Says the kid, not Max.
So are all these chains just, I don't know. What are they made of?
The chains of
movie
love.
iron.
Dude, there's snow everywhere.
Yeah. We're getting like Houghton levels of snowfall in this movie.
Houghton, Snowton. All right, doing it live. We can do this, guys. If you hear a sudden
Yes.
commotion, we've dropped the beer and the world is over.
Yep.
Okay, then pass it back this way when you're done, buddy.
Yep. Super drinkable.
Yeah, it's very good. Very, very good.
So, as it is summer, we are obviously not drinking stouts and porters these times of years. But so, what are some of your guys' favorite? Excuse me. What are your guys' favorite summer brews or summer beverages as far as beers go?
Well, I like this one. This is going to be tough to find, and that I can't.
I've really begun to like Pool Time Ale.
Okay.
From
Yeah, that's a
Bell's.
pretty good one.
Yeah.
I really, really do enjoy that one. I do like Summer Shandy from Leinenkugel.
Okay.
Classic Summer Shandy, not whatever new version of Summer Shandy that they've
Yeah, they've got
concocted
the grapefruit
recently.
one's okay. The grapefruit one's way too sweet though.
And then you brought over to my place recently a what was it?
The raspberry lemon
lemonade
Radler from Rochester Mills. Yeah, that was
super good.
super good and very inexpensive for the 4-pack of it.
Yeah, that
So-
was a really, really good beer.
Very solid. Yeah, I guess it's if you get it on tap, it's different. If you get it in the can, they use raspberry extract.
Okay.
If you get it on tap, it's brewed with actual raspberries.
Ah.
Actually, and this was pretty recent. I had I'm going to butcher this, the Saison au Miel from Left Hand. I had it when we were at the board game night a week or two ago.
Yeah.
And that I really, really like that. And that, to me, would be a very good summer beer.
I wasn't a fan of that one. I think
thought it
I'm
was really
maybe just
good.
not a fan of saisons. There's just something about them, maybe a little bit too floral.
Huh.
I don't know.
The other one that I really liked for a long time was the Grapefruit Sculpin from Ballast Point.
Yep,
I
That's
thought
grapefruit
a
that was
sculpin.
really good
We
summer
I
beer.
drank that on the podcast.
What about M43?
I'll drink that. I'll drink that.
I'll drink
soon-
that whenever.
Yeah,
That's a
Yeah.
super
you
good
give me
one.
that beer, I will drink it.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But that I did have that outside in the patio a couple weeks ago after on a Monday or Tuesday night. It was very, very refreshing.
The I also think that briny melon Gose that we had last
yeah.
summer was
That's
super.
Oh,
good,
yeah.
too.
If you look up like Goses on Wikipedia, that's one of the like standard like
Standard,
this
okay.
kind of standard beer styles, I guess, or styles indicative of the style, or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Stupid style.
So going not picking source material here, but I really don't like that Lancelot is the one that's like, we need to get rid of all these people because he's supposed to be like the noblest, the just knight of everybody. I'm okay with this exchange, but it should have been a different knight.
Yeah, like Gawain.
Yeah, just
no. He's already said 3 things. He can't say 4, Max. Actually, Tristan would have made sense too.
Yeah, they have hoods. But they refuse to put, even when it's raining, they're just sitting there.
They're ornamental hoods, James.
Yeah.
Gonna ruin their lustrous hair.
I think Dagonet is second in line for development overall. I don't know.
Outside of actual Arthur doesn't really have much going on.
No.
Well, he does, but it takes the entire movie to get there.
Yeah.
Whereas opposed to Bors and Dagonet, you get them pretty early on, like what they're all about.
Yeah.
It's beer, though.
Yep. As far as my summer beers go, I picked up a case of PC Pills for July 4th / Canada Day, and just a dry hopped Pilsner, and it's just a solid, I'm drinking one of these and reading a book on my back porch.
I don't know if I've had PC Pills yet. I'll give that one a try.
Yeah, it's one of the, I don't know, it's another Founders beer. That's one of the 3 beers they sell in like a 15-pack. So,
you guys ever dislocate a finger?
Nah.
Dislocated a toe.
It hurts when they put it back in. Doesn't feel good.
Yep. I'm kind of like, give her something to bite down on.
I thought that too, man. Those teeth would just be wrecking.
Yep.
Her outfit is super uncomfortable looking when she gets all up in the woad gear later on.
Oh no, I really like it.
I mean, I think it's cool. It just looks like it's really uncomfortable.
Oh, but yeah, she's wearing like a binder.
Just like a leather rope across the chest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, odd fact about this. They CGI'd Keira Knightley's breasts for the movie poster and cover of this movie.
Yes, they did. I remember that was a big deal actually back
then.
Because they made them like much bigger in the movie poster, didn't they?
Yep.
That honestly doesn't surprise me, and I say that not as a dig against Keira Knightley, but that just doesn't surprise me that would be something Hollywood would do.
Yeah, something, and I think she was on the cover of Vanity Fair, and it's like, you can't be on the cover of Vanity Fair unless you're wearing like a C cup. So she was super like, fuck that.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, good for her.
Yeah. Because she pulls off like at the final scene with all the woads, there is like a very like androgynous appearance to him. You can't tell who's male and female and whatnot. And I think it's cool that they have both.
Yeah.
Genders equally represented within that last part.
Stellan Skarsgård's character, I think, is probably the coolest in the movie, aside from Bors.
He's good at menacing without doing much.
Right.
Yeah. He's got good body language.
Yeah, body language and his vocal delivery it's supremely confident without being just
bombastic.
Overly aggressive. Yeah, and bombastic.
Yep. Just want to slap the shit out of his son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Dungeon Creep.
He's a shep.
Shep.
His son's just like, what? Part of it is that he's automatically cool because he's a Viking.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So there's
Clearly.
that. Vikings are cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. So much for the tolerant left.
Yes.
Yikes.
Yeah. They even brought the trees from Rome.
I very much get the feeling that this is all like practical fire.
Yeah, I have a feeling that they were like, you know what? We don't want this set anymore. Just burn it down.
We're not going to use it again.
I'm going to walk the length of England and Scotland.
Yep. And I would walk 500 miles.
I think Keira Knightley's wearing house shoes right there.
like Hugh Laurie's skin on her feet?
Yes. Her shoes just insult people when they walk away.
All right, that sounds right.
It's really weird to me that they bothered with the whole, like, Lancelot also likes Guinevere.
They cut that. Like, originally, it was much more of a prominent thing in this script, but Antoine Fuqua was just like, fuck it, and just, like, cut it out.
Right. Because
also, I guess in the director's cut, there was more of it.
Aside from a couple just knowing glances, there's nothing in the final cut.
Yeah, it's one of those things where just because, like, I studied a lot of classics, so I was kind of looking for it, I guess, like to see if they did it. And those glances, I was just like, oh god, like I rolled my eyes every time it happened in this. It's just like J.R.R. Tolkien pretty much wrote Lord of the Rings because he got so angry that the French, what he referred to as tarted up the King Arthur tales with like the love triangle with Guinevere and Lancelot and everything else, and magic. Like he hated the magic that was in there. So this is for a movie that took a lot of what Tolkien liked in a ways. Like this is a very grounded King Arthur outside of the Roman stuff. Like.
Well,
there's no weird magic stuff. There's cool costumes and things, but it's like
humans doing human things.
It's humans doing human things. Is really what it is. So
even with the Romans, it's still humans doing human things. There's only like one scene where I'm like, "There's magic afoot,"
but it's not British.
Oh, yeah.
So it's or English even at that point. Like he wanted it to be an English tale, so that's why he wrote those tales. Is like he wanted to recreate a mythological age for England. So
gotcha.
They do a pretty good job in making like a cool mythological age for England at this point with these guys. But it's that every time Guinevere and Lancelot look at each other, like bedroom eyes.
Yeah,
like, you don't even talk to each other in the whole movie.
Right.
They have black flags. That's how you know they're evil and like punk rock.
Badmans.
No. Now they have tents. It was raining before. Why didn't you set your tents up then?
Hey, what does
they
this
know
guy's...
Saxons aren't afraid of rain.
Yeah.
What does this guy's horse say? Dago, no.
Ryan, are you starting to throw at you now?
You're welcome.
Yes. More of that, please.
This
is where she doesn't understand how windows work, apparently.
Squishy Nemo, no!
Lancelot's just a stalker at this point.
Yeah,
Stalk a lot.
He's a peeping Tom.
More like glance a lot.
Yours is better.
I've got the Nemo now. You can't throw it again.
Bedroom eyes.
It's a really weird looking toy. Nemo might have to make it onto the podcast.
Arthur doesn't use a tent.
He also doesn't peer into other tents.
Yes. So when I was watching this movie, I confused this movie for a little while with another Romans in England movie. I was waiting for a scene to happen. Iron Eagle.
I haven't seen that one.
I can't remember who's in it, but there's a scene where one of the Romans gets like washed down an entire river for a long time and ends up with basically, the Picts or the wildling folk of the location he's in. So I was like, when does Arthur get washed out in the river?
Yeah.
Are you sure this is an actual movie, or did you combine this movie and Deliverance?
No.
No Deliverance. Boy, that was a fun first movie to watch with my girlfriend's dad.
Well done.
Yeah. Wow, even for this podcast, I have literally zero engagement in this movie.
You know who that is?
Merlin?
Stannis the Manus Baratheon.
Oh. Now that you say it, I can hear it. I can definitely hear it.
No, the makeup is really good on this movie.
It's cool.
I will give it that.
Let me see. I'm Trying to find this movie now.
Incoming flashback.
Boom, boom.
Do-do-do, 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 do-do-do.
Did you just Wayne's World us?
Yes.
Yes.
Slain by a slowly moving, flaming cart.
Well, she was mildly inconvenienced by it, and apparently that prevents her from leaving the house.
Oh, the movie is called The Eagle.
Oh.
And that movie is from 2011. So that might be why I thought this movie was a
Oh.
lot better.
It's all coming together.
Yep.
Wait, was there lightning a moment ago? Running to grab a giant sword during a lightning storm.
Yes,
Probably not
and it
the
does
best
have
idea.
that movie stars Channing Tatum. That's probably another movie we can do. Roman series.
Oh, gosh.
Oh my god, I remember this movie now.
Yeah, he gets washed
Okay.
down a river.
All right.
Like all of the other Romans get killed, and he's like, ah! And then
And
some pigs find
He's
him.
forged
and
into a warrior by a river.
Wait.
It's
so
like-
it's like Roman dances with wolves?
no, it's Romoses.
Oh. Oh, it's like a boy.
No, he's a full man.
Oh.
Full man.
I just wanted to
Full
make
man,
that
not fractional
that joke.
man. Channing
Not
Tatum
Fraction Jackson.
right. Action Jackson. Channing Tatum is definitely an actor who I just hated the first couple times I saw him in anything, but he has really grown on me. He's a pretty funny dude, and he's in some other cool stuff like Hateful Eight, and then now the upcoming Kingsman 2.
He's a much better comedy actor to me than anything else.
Yeah, definitely. But if you haven't seen Hateful Eight, obviously not a comedy. He's good in that.
I heard that movie was okay.
I liked it a lot. It's a lot. It's one of Tarantino's more just almost entirely conversationally driven movies. But in a good way. I thought it's really fucking long. It's a really long movie.
You just
The
described
theatrical
all of
cut-
Tarantino's
All of
movies.
his movies are very long.
They're all
but
conversationally driven.
Even for him, I want to say that Hateful Eight's theatrical cut was something like 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 40 minutes or something. That was long.
Wow.
And it features Tim Roth as Christoph Waltz as some other guy.
Oh, nice. I really don't know what they thought was going to happen.
Yeah, did anyone expect that they were just gonna straight up kill Dagonet?
And then the other knights are going to be like, well, I guess Dagonet's dead. Time to leave. Like,
Boo.
yeah.
Yeah, this is not well thought out.
Well, I mean, it is, greasy Roman man, so.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't hit your wife.
Good scene for her to be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And considering that she just got all her fingers put back into place, that's got to hurt. Like,
Yeah. Oh gosh.
yeah.
I can't decide if that was a joke because he saw Arthur going off with her last night,
Right.
and she was getting handsy with him or something.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The guy that he's looking at
That
right
Joey
there looks,
guy looks really familiar.
yeah, he looks nothing like a soldier either.
He looks like normal.
He's a town guard.
He's
There's a
normal
big
height
difference.
Peter Dinklage,
Yeah.
who's an incredible actor, by the way.
Like, he just looks over like, pick up those swords. Arthur doesn't pick up swords.
Yeah, he has his the what's his face? Seneschal do it.
Mm. You right ahead. I'll do something safe.
Yeah.
This movie might be like the birth of the blue filter.
Yeah, there's a lot of it.
I'm
Well,
sorry, I
I-
forgot you were in this movie.
Yeah, right.
Well, it's weird though because this is meant to be shown or meant to be like, oh, it's spring or it's winter or whatever. They shot this during like a hot weather streak in Ireland.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so it's like a 1,000,000,000 degrees outside.
That sounds miserable.
Yeah.
With all that armor on.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a good time to be a Roman because you don't wear pants.
True.
Hey, that must mean I'm Roman.
Yeah. More exposition.
Podcasting without pants.
The Ryan Everett story.
You know, when I stand up, it's like pulling a fruit roll up off the wrapper.
Ugh.
Man, Electo crushing them dreams.
Yep.
That's not true. That's impossible.
More blue snow.
Yep.
This
That
is-
shot was so Lord of the Rings, of that sweeping shot across the mountains.
That's the saddest snow.
And now we have this frozen lake that just exists for whatever reason.
This scene took 9 months.
Wait,
What?
why?
From like coming up with it to store it to like boarding it to actually
Oh, okay.
making all of it.
I wonder how long
9
the
months.
shoot.
Like 9 months of continuous work just for this scene.
Yeah, I thought you were saying
That-
it took 9
yeah,
months to shoot.
yeah.
No.
That to me doesn't. That's not that surprising because of the obvious CGI, the complexity of it. Because there are a lot of practical
Yeah,
effects
there's
here too.
practical ice.
Yes.
Right. The most practical.
There's a
of ice.
lot of extras. That's another thing. There's no like CG army, like other than that, like that big shot from like far away.
Yeah.
Like if there's a 300-man army, there's 300 extras there.
Mhm.
No, I mean, they did a good job in
Avoiding CGI.
avoiding CGI in this movie for
Yeah.
sure. And I think that's why this movie visually holds up and looks much younger than it actually is.
Yeah,
All right.
because I feel like if this were maybe done 2 years later, 3 years later,
Yeah.
especially after 300 came out,
Right.
most of
Yeah.
this is CG.
It would have had a lot of center stage effects that would not have aged well, probably.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of like how the ice scene would have gone just from how it would be shot differently. You'd have a camera near the ice going along the ice cracks. You would see like ice flipping up dramatically, people falling in, and it would have just been like super, action packed, I guess.
And like you said, Michael Bay was at one point attached. So
Yeah. I mean, maybe if they would have done the rest of the movie like that style, they
Yeah.
may have still gone with just, I don't know, I think they would have just CGI'd in some of the guys, but they
Right.
still
Yeah.
might have gone with a more down-to-earth fight in this, too.
Yeah,
Because that's part of the reason why I do like this scene is that it is, while it is a big fight scene, it's a pretty down-to-earth fight.
yeah. There isn't an actual lot of fighting that happens.
No.
There's some arrow volleys.
right.
It's
And
two
then-
armies feeling each other out on
Yeah.
dangerous terrain.
Mhm.
Armies. It's 8 dudes versus an army, but
Mhm.
I like the gumption of this young man.
Yeah. Dude's got grit.
Appearance by
Yeah.
Dubs
Yeah,
and a
special
bouncing
appearance.
ball.
Cameo Dubs.
Drink.
Just knocking shit down the stairs. Hey, what's up, buddy? Freaking cat. All right. Poor guy's recovering from eye surgery.
The fetch
Aw.
quest wants to assist in the fight. The whole reason that he's there.
well, that's what the fetch quest has to do, though.
Yeah.
They have to all of a sudden cause more trouble during the fight scene.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dogging it!
That kid's got Robert Plant hair. He's gonna make a song about the Misty Mountains after this.
The mistiest of mountains.
You
Led
think this is
Zeppelin
after
song
they-
in a minor key.
Like in universe, do you think after they got through this fight and they thought about it, they're like, "Man, we should have just cut the ice up before they got there."
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
I mean, that may have potentially. I mean, if they're coming through kind of in a long line, then the loss of enemy soldiers would have probably been a lot less.
Yeah.
Yeah, but all 8 of them hitting stuff could have,
Oh
done
yeah,
something.
Yeah.
I
that was
do
a
like
moderately
this.
awkward interjection just a minute ago from Keira Knightley.
I did like that exchange
Yeah.
of just turning that trope.
Right.
Yeah.
But we've got composite bows.
Yeah.
Longbow +6, motherfuckers. It's my current longbow status in Dark Souls. If anyone.
Ah.
Any enchantment?
Nah. That's what the Dark Moon bow is for.
Take me closer so I can hit them with my sword.
You a commissar from Warhammer 40,000?
Yes.
Popping your head out of a tank?
I love that.
I see your jokes.
I love that joke. And not just because it's a Warhammer joke, just because it's so ridiculous,
Yeah.
but also because it's a Warhammer joke.
until we had the subtitles on, I didn't know what Bors was screaming throughout this entire movie. So I thought he was going, "Wah!"
Oh, like an orc?
Yeah. He's a rather orcish-looking man.
Yeah, he is. Bors would make a good orc. Be a good knob.
Yeah.
Hey, the guy that plays Dagonet is in the upcoming Thor movie.
Is he?
He is Volstagg.
Oh, he's one of the brothers 3.
Hey, that's exciting.
Which means he might have been in the other Thor movies.
Yeah. I do love that they're making them, that they're pushing them together. Like, it's a cool scene. It's a really cool scene.
Obvious CGI, but it doesn't look bad.
It doesn't look bad.
And again, like we talked about at the beginning of the recording here, this gets a little bit more spectacular compared to the rest of the movie, and I was expecting a lot more of this going in.
So you said that was evident of the trailer. So that what makes me think about Hercules.
Yes.
Yeah.
So parallels between this movie and Hercules.
Oh,
is,
definitely.
You know, making normal of the fantastic.
Right.
Hammers don't exist in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're the Warhammers.
Right. It should be Dagonet or Bors, obviously, wielding something like that.
Yes.
Did you say Mads Mikkelsen was in the Three Musketeers?
I think so.
Well, so was Dagonet. He was Porthos.
Huh.
Oh.
In the 2011 release.
Yeah, that's the one I thought I was thinking of. Which I believe is a movie that just like flared up and then just went back into the ether.
Oh shit! The guy who plays. All right, so let's get his name right here. The guy who plays Dagonet is getting there. Holy crap! Ray Stevenson. I haven't seen this movie, but he was Frank Castle in the Punisher Warzone.
Oh, you're right. Which we just talked about last episode.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that one. I heard it was better than the Tom Jane one.
It's brutal.
It
is comically brutal. A guy doing parkour.
Carpour. That's when you do it only on cars.
Yes.
Right.
A guy doing parkour gets hit by an RPG.
Oh.
Sounds like a movie after my
He
own heart.
flips and you see a missile come and just hit him.
Nice. Why have we done that movie?
Because it's good. Well, it's not good. It's still pretty bad. But
I'd like to see it.
I don't know.
I like that shot with the blood.
Yeah.
The use of crossbows only by the Saxons is
historically inaccurate.
Yes, but it's also I do like that they do it. Well, I guess right there they're using the real longbows there, which is again, inaccurate. But when they're just using the crossbows, it's a cool differentiation to me. You know who's who at that point.
It's like they do the same in Lord of the Rings. Only the Uruk-hai use the crossbow because they're technologically advanced form of archery in comparison to actual bows, because you don't need skill to shoot a crossbow in comparison to a bow.
Now he's dead, One.
Right. And so, looking at it too quickly, that's a haunting image, actually.
Yeah, it is.
The guy just falling under the ice. That is easily one of the most terrifying ways that I would consider dying. It's just like...
By drowning?
Being trapped under the ice.
Oh, yeah.
Oof. So with the subtitles on this movie with Dagonet, the first time I kind of looked at it too quickly, I was like, Dragnet? His name is Dragnet? Go, Dragnet!
No. I've heard about you and you bishops.
Yeah, right. I do like very much, though, that the knights don't give a fuck where they are. They're like, no.
Yeah. Like, you're going to listen to us.
Yeah.
My buddy.
I guess in like either the original ending or the director's cut, there's a scene of Lucas trying to pull the sword out of the stone.
Oh.
So, and others like,
I like the idea that he didn't actually like him. He just really liked his ring.
Yeah,
he's dead. I can have his ring now.
I think it's funny, like how big the ring is in comparison to the kid's hand.
It's like a bracelet for him.
Yeah.
There's no consistency on him being called Arthur or
Artorius.
Artorius.
Yeah.
You think the bishop would call him Artorius because that's like his Roman name.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have. That's one thing I would have liked to have seen in the movie, amongst other things, but.
Yes.
Got my roll.
Yeah.
I'm so bad.
He's got the murder eyes going
Yeah,
on.
he does.
Do it for Dragnet. You know, this is the second movie I've watched this month with, well, I guess in the last 30 days with Ray Winstone in it. The other one was the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. So,
why did you watch
not
that
a good
movie?
month for Ray Winstone movies. I had never seen it before, actually.
Ugh.
I like that box.
I wonder if that was unscripted. I really want to believe that was unscripted.
Yeah.
He's like, no, give me the box.
I feel like Mads Mikkelsen will do a lot of just like, unscripted stuff.
Le Chief.
Oh, yeah. Connection with him and not Arthur. That would have been odd if Daniel Craig was in this movie.
Yeah, and then they both were in Casino Royale.
When James and I went and saw Baby Driver, we saw this trailer for like a NASCAR heist movie, which has Daniel Craig doing like a Southern American
That movie
accent.
has my attention.
That
It
movie was
actually
ridiculous.
does. Yeah, just like a slightly effeminate Southern guy.
Yeah.
Dude. And what is it, like Adam Driver and Channing Tatum?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie I'm interested in. He's
Blah,
just
blah, 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 blah.
so
Back and
stiff
forth.
with all of his lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not as emotional as you want him to be in the scenes that call for it.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, he's good at playing, like, the hard-boiled character that you see in, like, Sin City or Children of Men. Because those roles don't demand a lot of emotion from him.
Yeah.
But here,
Like in that
No.
scene, she's like, she has his hand on her face. Her hand is on his face, like kind of trying to get him to do. And he's not even holding his face together. She's literally just like pulling it around. Like he's not even giving any resistance to
the
it.
Deadites approach.
Yes.
Let's get the hell out of here.
If I would that'd totally redeem this movie if this last battle was against the Deadites.
As long as they have the skeletons playing the bone flute, the
Right.
drums, and the bagpipes.
Yes.
So let me get this straight. Those hundreds of people spent probably hours setting up camp, and you told me now, after they were set up?
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is when they're supposed to have, like, just have finished having sex.
Oh.
Which is why his hair is kind of all tousled.
Okay. The idea too that they just kind of stop drumming, like they're
Yep.
supposed to be the scary
Stealth mode.
yeah.
I like the idea of just quietly tapping the drum.
Just have one drum going.
Creepy eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I am Lancelot. That acts nothing like Lancelot.
All right.
They're having a leather pants off.
Yeah, apparently.
I feel like
You know what?
half this movie, Lancelot's like, do I want the D or do I want the P?
Well, he looks like White Prince in this movie.
You do not besmirch the name of Prince.
I'm not besmirching the name of Eon Grufford. This is what it sounds like when nights die.
Yeah. Like I was saying, I feel like Lancelot's
Moving
between
on.
like, who do I want to have sex with more?
All right.
Yeah.
Clive Owen or Keira Knightley?
I mean, that's a choice many of us face, Max.
Yeah.
This is just like I don't care about this scene.
Right.
Like I just want to watch them hit each other with swords.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, again, with the stiff delivery from Clive Owen, a lot of the lines are just like weirdly hammy, I guess. I don't know.
I'm trying to like envision like the other three actors that they named that I've named as like possible other versions, like Russell Crowe's delivery of these more emotional scenes, or Hugh Jackman's delivery of these scenes, or Mel Gibson of all people.
Yeah. That's a
Mel Gibson
horrible
makes the
map.
least sense.
Yep.
Like,
The
that's a map
blues,
that a
the
child
land.
would have drawn.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say Boris drew it.
Yeah.
Number 3 drew it.
It can't have two norths.
Yeah. Also, they didn't bring any ladders. They brought no siege equipment. You're behind like a 25-foot wall. Just hang out and shoot arrows at them. Like,
Yeah.
There's no reason to go meet them on the field of battle.
Pour oil and fire.
They do that.
I don't know, but do it more. Do it from the walls. No, not this kind of do it, Kira. I mean,
This is.
fine, but whatever.
I didn't need this scene. Also,
Do you know what I need?
Replacement backup beer.
Backup beer coming up.
Backup beers. So we are gone through this growler in about an hour.
Which James, thanks again for bringing that
Yes,
from the
thank you
west
for
side.
bringing that over. And what are we drinking for backup beers today?
My backup beer is going to be the wonderful Oatsmobile.
and I have Smitten.
And I have Shorts Exeter.
Exeter's good.
Yes.
Exeter's good.
Hell
Exeter
yes,
is
it
the best of these three beers.
I will say so, yes. I will say,
Yeah.
as I mentioned, I think before,
Is there
of
any
the
Smitten left in
big
there?
Michigan breweries, the Shorts is making the best sours.
I'm
Truth.
glad that I've got you guys turned on to sours.
I think it's more of I just had more good sours. Or I've had sours that, more than just being tarty beers, there's flavors in them that I appreciate. Like Exeter is strawberry and lemon,
Yeah,
which are
Exeter's
both
very
things
good.
I enjoy.
Mm-hmm. Everything about this scene is awkward. It's how it's shot. It's all weird.
Blue lens.
With
Zack
the-
Snyder's favorite.
Right. With the weird rotations on the camera. I don't
I think it's just
necessarily...
it's cut to be a PG-13 sex scene.
Oh, yeah. I mean, right.
Because I would say it is very tastefully done as far as like what is shown and
I agree. I mean, awkwardly shot but tastefully done. And I don't... The music there doesn't sit well with me. I'm not
No.
entirely sure why. I just don't like it.
There's not enough bass.
Oh, I'm sure there was plenty of bass
with
being...
a wah pedal.
Oh boy.
So this is kind of like the closest we get to like the the widely regarded interpretation of what knights look like.
Yeah. Yeah.
So much mascara.
Yeah. He looks silly.
He does.
Run away!
Bippity fire.
You! Burn those last things! That's just
I do like the little touch that they're wearing like face masky fume protector thingies.
That's not oil. That's just Borz's chamber pots from last night.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I was going to say, is this how BP got started? I don't know. You know, okay, to use this as an opportunity to link this bullshit movie to another bullshit movie.
Which we've done a lot.
Right.
Yes.
The shots with just Arthur on the hillside kind of in the distance is a reminder of one of the only cool parts about Hercules.
Yep.
It's with the Minotaurs, right?
Minotaurs, yep.
Yeah.
Or centaurs.
Centaurs, sorry.
Centaurs.
Right. Some sort of tars.
Yep.
Manotars. Monotars.
Horselmen.
Centaurs.
Reverse centaurs where it's horse top, man bottom.
That's a really awkward shot.
Yeah.
Yep. Look at them eyes. Like a early aughts emo band's frontman. Which I guess would put it right for the time.
It would. Yep. That's just the cover to a Dashboard Confessionals album.
Boris, go bye-bye.
Yeah.
Check out these woads.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yep.
So, I mean, that outfit is it's cool as hell, but
yeah,
it looks
it just not
supremely
look
uncomfortable.
comfortable.
Yeah. And
We haven't seen him for like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, there's about 30 of them left in this movie.
Yeah. And going back to your comment about how people are kind of androgynous with the woads,
Yeah.
that goes to their outfits too. Like there's no real differentiation between
Oh
male
yeah,
and female.
that's what I was.
outfits.
That's what I was
Yeah.
saying. Like how they're dressed. There's no like leather bikini,
Right. Yeah.
which
Even though
technically
Keira
is a accurate piece. There was actually like leather bikini tops, but Keira Knightley's wearing that weird binder thing.
But
which,
she's very close to a leather bikini, but it's done in a really interesting way.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's. The guys are also wearing something very similar, where their chests are still exposed and everybody's still blue. I think the blue aspect to it kind of adds to it.
the blue and everyone's really slender, and none of the women are particularly bustuous. Is that a word? Yeah,
Voluptuous.
Voluptuous.
Well, I was thinking something with busty. They're not busty women. Like what Keira Knightley's wearing doesn't accent her chest; it more takes away from it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Stellan Skarsgård. Bringing the pain.
So he's looking at the audience there. He's like, "Why are you still here?
Yeah. Like,
You're really you made it."
Was this worth your $7 in 2004 money?
Like, why bother? Why bother going through all of this? Just tear down the damn wall. Yeah, go.
yeah, get
That's
the
a
hell
good
out of my
scene.
sight.
Yeah.
Stellan Skarsgård also plays an excellent Father Merrin in the Exorcist prequel, The Beginning,
Oh.
which has one of the most brutal death scenes I've seen in any movie ever, for those who may be interested. Pretty decent horror flick overall.
How brutal are we talking? Are we talking like the Raid 2 when that guy gets his face torn off during the prison raid?
All right, well, spoilers for anyone seeing The Exorcist, so mute now. It's a child gets eaten by wolves, and they show a lot of it.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's horrific.
Speaking of horrific deaths that you weren't expecting, do you remember when you and I went and saw The Collector?
I don't know if weren't expecting is the right way to say it, but holy shit, yeah, that movie took it to a new level.
Yeah, that's a brutal movie.
That is
Holy
one of the
crap.
most brutal movies I have ever seen.
Good ending, too.
Yeah. The second one is actually okay. First one's better. I know that's a very... not a lot of people are into those kind of movies, and I understand, but yeah.
Yeah. Him staring him down right here is awesome.
Yeah. I think I read somewhere the character motivation is Stellan Skarsgård's character is a guy who's just grown like bored of killing people.
And that comes through,
Yeah.
absolutely.
They're so good at conquering that he's like,
yeah,
all right,
he's
I
like,
guess we're here again.
yeah.
And there's a line, actually, once Arthur takes off in a minute here that, supports that.
But I think it's just a very good, like, how do you do a good, like, all-powerful conqueror villain,
Yeah. And right there, the fact that he lets Arthur go behind him on the horse with the sword, and he's just like, whatever. Yeah.
Or that he's not even carrying a weapon.
Yeah.
So right here, yeah, this is...
As Arthur retreats back to the vape zone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's a cool line.
Yep. Again, and it's his delivery that really
Yeah.
sells it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good.
Give me some of that war bread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Battle bread. War
Carb
wheat.
up.
War
What's
wheat.
bread?
Die rye.
Die right. Just marching down the road.
Everything's gonna be fine.
They're gonna have to stop for 11s at some point, though.
Oh,
Yep.
clearly.
Now they bring.
So
out the
this is
drums.
like the one magical thing about the movie. Is the horses freaking? Only their horses freaking out. All the
Right.
other horses are fine,
yeah.
but just those 4 guys. 5 guys is? I've
5
lost
at this
count.
point, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if we count Galahad, but all right.
The only thing that I took from that is like the other horses haven't been through the the fights yet of everything going on.
Mm.
These horses really haven't either, but I don't know.
Yeah.
They knew of Saxons already.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like they're like, oh, who are these weird people that have axes and just showed up with these shields and are like killing everybody. They knew of them, so I took it as maybe they had fought in battle against them before. Whereas the other horses are just kind of draft horses that are like, okay, do, like going down the road.
But you think like the booming would frighten them and not the war horses?
I figured the war horses knew what it was.
I don't know. I am no horse whisperer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We all look like rejects from Game of Thrones.
yeah, no kidding.
Lancelot's such a bad Lancelot in this movie.
His name is Lancelot. He likes to dance a lot.
Go to France a lot.
He was French.
Thanks. I didn't really have, a plan.
Yeah.
So this helps.
Yeah, more of you is useful.
Yep. I do think it's cool they kind of have their own sort of unique helmet style.
A little bit, yeah.
And you can really see the different cultures. Like there you have the like Mongolian kind of helmet. Of course, Boris' little horse armor thing has the giant axe on the front of it.
Yeah. Oh no, there's 5.
Mm-hmm.
We're screwed.
Yeah, probably. He must
I have
kill a lot of dumb
cunning
people.
plan.
Boy, come up here.
I don't wanna.
The fact that's the only time you see him like lash out,
Mhm.
I think that makes it all the more intimidating.
Right,
Between
right.
him and his son.
Yeah.
And it would be an encounter with Arthur that has him anxious enough that he would react
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that.
I like how they're just chanting Saxons. Are Saxons Pokemon?
Yes.
Saxon evolved into Viking.
I don't think this speech is necessary.
It's not.
No.
Like at this point,
But-
they're bought in, Arthur.
Yeah,
Like, they
they're-
showed up,
yeah.
man.
They came back and armored up. It took them like half an hour.
Yeah.
It's
They had one seneschal.
right.
Yeah.
It's a requisite scene for this type of battle.
Yeah.
He's just given this speech like 3 times already.
Right.
And by them, like the big thing to me is they showed up.
Yeah.
Like they don't need
They don't
the
need
speech.
They don't. Yeah.
Agreed.
I wanted Boris to keep his and just put it through some guy's head.
Yeah.
It's like
Great.
horse totem. I like this too.
Yeah. I was not expecting this. I was expecting like the sun to be shot or whatever.
Yeah.
Because one, he doesn't know that guy's in the tree
Or does
unless he just has like magic Mad's eyes.
Him falling out of the tree looks really stupid.
Yeah.
Ah!
He like slumps over to one side. Doesn't have any branches.
Yeah.
it? Oof. Don't bump into those doors on the way out.
Yeah.
All right, you
There
guys
were
go this
5
way.
guys. What did you you can see through the door? Like what
Too
did
much
they
vape.
expect to happen?
They turn into flags.
They knew the auxiliary was gone. Like I don't get this scene of them running through and being like, "What?"
And now we're over here.
Yeah.
Nope. They're at a different position. We got to figure it out.
Saxon.
Peas and carrots. Peas and carrots.
Craft beer. Craft beer. Craft beer. Craft beer.
Scarred analysis.
I think they do a really good job of making Kieran Knightley look kind of otherworldly
Right.
with her makeup.
Yeah.
Woads.
They look cool.
Woads.
Their design is very, very interesting.
Woad volley. the idea of this to just be walking through fog and suddenly just
Just
pierced
people
with
dying.
arrows.
I like that they aim them up too, so the noise is really hard. Like the noise is as they come down, you're not going to hear it coming through the air. At
Yeah.
that point, because they're very up.
Oh. I know what you're
Like
saying.
you can hear them as they come down, but if all the arrows were coming this way
straight.
you'd hear them sooner.
Yeah.
I took it as more of a distance thing, but yeah, I could see
That's probably also too.
Hey, look, they're actually fighting like knights are supposed to.
I was waiting for you to make a comment about that. You happy now?
Yes, this is how knights work.
that. Are you damn happy now?
It's how all cavalry works.
We have tanks now.
This is still how we do it.
Which is drive-by tanking.
You don't stop moving.
Also, that cut with Arthur coming in is used again. That exact same shot. It's only a couple frames long, but it is used again.
Like
Because the dirt kicks up before he swings the sword.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I do like how they end up shooting each other.
The cutting back to those two is weird because
It's like-
they can't see any. Like it's behind the wall.
Yeah,
Right.
or
So
even
I'm
with
sure
the
they can hear
doorway, there's enough fog that's kind of...
Well, they closed the doorway,
Oh, yeah.
so I'm sure they can probably hear some sounds of battle, maybe.
Yeah.
But I was like, well, guess you guys are all dead.
Right.
I know it would have been like a terribly boring film, but if we didn't see that charge and just saw the guy like come out, like the guys go in,
Right.
it closes,
Just
it
the
cuts
one
back to the
lone
guys like
bloodied guy.
watching this thing and like hearing a sound of battle, and then like seeing just one guy escape.
Well, it would have made the movie like 10 minutes shorter.
It
Right.
would have.
There are positives.
Something like 18 cameras are used in the next final scene.
Wow.
They've done some weird camera angles.
There
Like-
are a few actually. We'll get to it in a minute here. With what is his name? Cerdic or whatever the fuck.
Cedric?
Cedric and Arthur.
Cerdic, sorry.
Cerdic.
Cedric.
Cedric's too common of a name.
Mm-hmm. I do actually like a lot of the camera work in that battle because it's shot low and the cameras are angled up, and I actually kind of like that during that fight. I don't know. Somebody attack the darkness.
Arthur is not fighting with honor here. Hey, blood swords, blood axe. It's a good effect.
Yep.
Fire. Yeah,
These
I
weren't a weapon for another couple hundred years.
really like the artwork on the woads.
What'd you say, Max?
The trebuchets.
Oh, yeah.
Ow.
Raywald, huh? I guess that guy's got a name.
Apparently so.
You're my least favorite goon.
Yeah.
See, these are what I expected the wildlings to look like in Game of Thrones.
The Vikings?
Yeah. Less Eskimo, more Vikings. Like, I expected some of them to be Eskimos considering like how actually north that part of the world goes.
Yeah.
But it seemed like all of them kind of looked like that.
I think it's because the Iron Isles are supposed to be the Vikings of
Yeah.
Of Westeros.
of Westeros. You know,
Y'all best prepare for some science.
I like that they have enough engineering know-how to build a trebuchet,
But not
essentially,
wheels.
but not wheels.
Wheels are for the weak, Max.
What are these? The European version of the Inca could build massive cities in the mountains, but we never figured the wheel out. The Inca were cool. Don't take that as a slight against them. It's pretty incredible that they did everything without the wheel, actually.
Really? No wheels?
None.
How do they grind their grain?
Didn't have wheels.
No mills? Weird.
Matates, yo. And potatoes.
Yeah.
Now they have fire. Fire.
Man number 2.
Man number 2.
Shouldn't it be Saxon number 2?
Man Saxon.
I do like how the falling bodies, but lights the river on fire.
Yeah.
There you have some obvious CGI, but that's
Yeah.
okay.
Still looks decent still.
Yeah.
It's
I've never seen a river of flames spread, so it might look like that.
Yeah, it might be fine. It might look perfect.
Well, it's from far away enough that it doesn't stand out a ton.
Yeah. But yeah, like on that little rush up scene, you can't tell really like who's a woman and who is not, which is fine. I think it's pretty cool. Keira Knightley's got her badass, basic Britain bitches.
I do appreciate when they run into each other. They actually like just physically run into each other in that scene too. Like it's just a mass of humanity smashing into each other.
Oh, yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
cool.
Just two waves of people colliding.
Oh, these
right?
are just straight up catapults. They're not trebuchets.
Oh, wait, what?
They've got people pulling as a counterweight.
That's not what a trebuchet is, though.
Yes, it is.
That's not a trebuchet at all.
Ah.
That's a catapult.
Looks like a trebuchet.
You and I are going to have a trebuchet discussion after this, Max.
Okay.
Woad shouts command. There's good subtitles in this movie.
It's pretty good, yeah.
What are they building them out of that they're exploding like that too?
Probably like vases full of oil.
Probs.
Because I was thinking about that. They're not just rocks.
Yeah, I mean they're not exploding in like a I'm hitting the ground and like
Setting it
a
on
bunch
fire.
Of, setting it on
Yeah.
fire. Like they're hitting and blowing up like
Yeah.
gunpowder would.
Yeah. So I expect it's like a big round vase filled with oil, then also covered in oil and lit on fire.
More bodies slamming into
Yeah,
each other.
the dirt coming out before the sword swing happened a moment ago. I'm probably the only one paying attention to that sort of crap.
We all pay attention to our own weird stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
You are a terrible knight, Arthur. You would have been killed far before this movie shows what you would have happened to you. I'm just gonna punch people with my shield.
Yep.
Go Boars, go!
I do like how it shows how the knights really aren't all invincible. They all do get knocked down from their horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got him with the boot knife.
I will borrow this.
Yay, the steward.
Yeah.
Joel's, right?
Yep.
JOLS.
JOLs, yeah. Even here, like you were talking about, like, just kind of, going through the motions.
Right, and I don't know.
He looks like he's just going through the motions of his fight scenes.
And I wonder if it's some weird misinterpretation of like direction to be like, well, he's so in control of his feelings, or he just keeps them all inside, or something. But whatever it is, the end result is bad.
Yeah.
The one thing I can think of is maybe the more expressive scenes from him are also like super violent. Like you saw him like stab a guy through the neck.
I don't know, like, just when he was going through it, it looked like he was just like, all right, swing left, swing right, swing left, kick. Like,
I also
everybody
guess if
else
someone
is-
told me, yeah, you were our fifth choice for this part,
yeah,
I might have that opinion too.
yeah. Oh, Mads.
You're too cool for this movie.
Right.
Yes.
It's also obvious how not sharp those swords are.
Yeah. Good face right there.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
This movie could have used just more woads in general.
Agreed.
Yeah. But then they would have needed, I mean, if they would have spent a long time like slaughtering woads other than that opening scene, they would have had to go through some major hoops to decide to say why they were helping here.
Well, if they, I don't even need them to be fighting the woads. Like just more woad characters in their woadiness.
Yeah.
Oh.
around. Like they're clearly a very cool aesthetic to what's going on in this movie, and just more of them would have helped.
Yeah.
Lancelot with his bedroom eyes coming to save her.
Right.
Yep.
Because so much of this movie is just brown and occasionally blue filtered.
Yeah.
having the woads would be good.
And their armor really, like you were talking about, Max, is differentiated, but it doesn't really differentiate until they start putting their helmets on.
Yeah.
It looks pretty similar outside of that.
Scale skirt, you know.
Yeah.
I thought this was cool.
Yeah.
Although I did expect him to maybe Cerdic to behead Tristan as he picked up his weapon, but I thought it was extra cool that he didn't.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna actually do this.
Right.
Yep.
And back to your thing too, James, like he's just so good at and bored of killing.
Yeah.
That he's like, okay,
whatever.
I'm not
he's not even looking at him.
Right.
Yeah, just like
Yeah.
Also killed him with his own sword.
Yeah. And even though the son is a like bumbling fool through much of the movie, I do appreciate he's a good fighter.
Yeah.
If he wasn't, it wouldn't make sense for Cerdic to keep him around.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how this is shot here. It's a real quick thing.
I'm gonna kill your cool guy.
Yeah.
But when the actual decapitation happens.
Yeah, I also like that he sees the eagle
Yeah.
before, or the falcon.
Yep.
Like that was shot well.
Yep. Oh.
I wasn't expecting that.
No. And this scene with those two going back and forth in the final battle with her and Lancelot makes way less sense if you don't know the Lancelot and Guinevere story. And
Right.
if they took all of it out, it's still...
Yeah.
That was stupid. I'm sorry. That's just dumb.
Yeah.
I hate that he gets killed by Lancelot just chucking his sword at him. like that is some dumb, what's that game called? Where
You mean more
the sword fighting game where you run across the screen?
Oh, Nidhogg.
Nidhogg?
That's some dumb Nidhogg stuff. Right?
You leave Nidhogg
If
alone.
you haven't played Nidhogg, play it now.
They're making Nidhogg too.
I saw that. Like these low angles. I actually kind of like this.
Yeah. It makes it seem more dynamic.
It does, and it gives the impression that they're very large, and having the sky as a backdrop is pretty cool too. I like that. That one not so much, but this I like. That.
I think it accentuates just like how much they're actually moving.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they're so like they're massive on the screen, you know.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
nothing else but them.
Right.
Do you think that Arthur wins this fight a little too easily?
Yes.
Okay. I have that same feeling too. Like he never that happens right there.
Yeah.
But he's already like been messed up a lot too. So I wanted more of this fight.
I agree.
Yeah, especially because he just does like a Batman back fist to
kill him.
Yeah, a little more back and forth, like a punch to the jaw or something like that.
Yeah.
He's not even holding his sword like the right way. He's doing that
No.
weird holding it backwards thing again.
That makes sense because that's how he just stabbed
He did
Cerdic.
stab that way.
Yeah, but
And then he
To,
just
like,
kind of stood and whirled.
yeah,
I was hoping for like at that moment I was hoping for like the decapitation move with him too.
yeah,
Like he swung around and kind of did a parallel to what we saw him do to Tristan,
Right,
like
right.
the double-handed spin and then go around on him. I thought that would have been kind of a neat thing. Like you killed my friend that way, I'm going to kill you that way too.
Good shot of Tristan there.
Yeah, a lot of dead bodies. I like
Yeah.
that shot. That shows how just brutal.
All right,
his
all you
battle
extras,
was.
lay down.
Yeah, it's a really good shot. I think that.
I think it's a good representation of the scale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This movie likes to play with scale.
Yeah, once again, makes more sense if you know the Lancelot Guinevere thing.
Yeah, or they actually did it or showed it.
Yep. Yeah. No.
Hold on, everybody, step back. I need to act. Maybe.
No. Well, I'm done now. All right,
Yeah.
time to phone it in.
Yeah. Hey, just because he is, just because Clive Owen is, doesn't mean you can, Mr. James.
Yeah. Yeah. Another line that feels forced. It just doesn't feel right. I mean, like, that should be the most brutally delivered line of him for this entire film. Like, he just lost his two best friends to something that they should have never died from.
Right.
Yeah.
He went in with half of it. Half of his knights didn't make it out of this.
Yeah.
So, even right here, it just...
This seems like it would be better delivered not on the battlefield, if at all. Right? Like, if there was a funeral scene instead of the wedding at the end.
Yeah.
That would make more sense.
Yeah. Make way more sense.
I guess we do have a funeral scene, but not much is really said here, if I recall.
Yeah. I like that different funerals happen for different people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's cool.
One of them gets cremated or gets
Well,
a
he
funeral
has
fire.
to be burned.
Yeah, but it's cool. It's a funeral fire.
Yeah.
And the other, and Tristan doesn't have that happen to him. Or if I flip those.
Yeah.
Like it just highlights again, like you were talking about, Max, that these people are different people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which would have been better highlighted if they would have cast not the same person for every role.
I feel like Merlin's given too much power in this scene. Like, I understand him being like a holy man who will marry you off, but then when he's like, King Arthur, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it seems kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could have just called this movie Arthur. And
Yeah. I think they already did have that. No, I'm thinking of Excalibur.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's kind of
What
Merlin.
was the one that Sean Connery was in? Was that Arthur?
I don't know.
I'm not ringing any bells.
Because there's
Merlin's
one that
kind of ceding his position here, right?
yeah.
That's a good line.
Good line.
She's
Good
great.
line there with Boris.
Yep.
I like that the kid slugs him. Yay, Boars!
More boars.
No, but there's been a couple like Arthurian movies of like the 80s and 90s. One had
King Boars.
one had Liam Neeson in it as Gawain. I can't remember who was playing Arthur though. And that one
I like
did
that
the whole,
Boars
like,
is like, wait, what? Like, we're supposed to kneel?
he's king now.
Yeah.
And then there's one where Sean Connery plays Arthur as like 70-year-old Sean Connery. He's like super old and everything.
Nice.
It's like, yes, I can see why Guinevere is unfaithful to you.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Yep, some memories popping up there. I don't think I've seen that movie, but I
know what
aware of
movie
it.
you're talking about, Max.
Yeah.
And this is, almost Stonehenge.
Not Stonehenge, because
Almost.
hey, we're done with the whole Roman shit.
Yeah. Now all of a sudden we all have gladiuses,
Yep.
even though we haven't the whole time.
I do like that they're both holding the sword. That's
Yeah.
kinda cool touch.
I was
Shoot the
expecting
ocean.
these to hit something.
Not just shoot the ocean.
Yeah. Pew 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 pew
Pew pew pew pew pew pew.
Particularly considering you just repelled a massive, Scandinavian invasion. Maybe you should keep some arrows around.
Yep.
Nah.
So what
No,
this scene is
no.
telling me
Just drink
is
Budweiser.
that they were is that they were reincarnated as horses.
Right.
Yeah. Except he wasn't king during all their tales and how he gained fame. He becomes king at the end.
No, he dies at the end.
No, in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That was 2 hours.
That was too
two
long.
beers.
That sucked.
That movie
Yeah.
sucked. This is This might be my least favorite movie.
What? Really?
Wow.
We'll see if that holds true up to cleaning out the fridge 2.0, but we'll see.
Yeah, Hans Zimmer did this music.
Yeah. I'm surprised you can say that with Ravenous on the list, right?
That shouldn't surprise you one bit.
That movie's a treasure.
Yep.
Nah.
Yeah. All right. View again, brew again, where we find out if this movie is worth our time again, and or if this beer is worth our taste buds. Ryan.
Oh God, I don't want to see this movie ever again. It's just James and I were talking a little bit during a pee break. TMI, guys. This is now the closest I've been to saying no, I don't want to do this movie for the show. Just for overall, it's very boring, and it is generally just unremarkable in almost every aspect. Like, it can be bad, but there's just nothing to me that's really sticks out as like, hey, let's talk about this and make fun of it. I don't know. I don't like this movie. And again, it also didn't meet my expectations for what I saw in a trailer versus what I wanted to see when I actually sat down and spent some time with it. So no, I don't. For no reason do I ever want to watch this movie again. Period. The beer is fantastic. I like it a lot. It's very, very good. And I'm sad that I can't get it unless I go to the west side of the state. I know you're hungry, James, but microphones is not a food group.
Well.
All right, Mr. Thorpe.
I will watch this movie if I somehow stumble upon it on the cable / over that I don't have, and it is at a very specific fight scene.
Yes.
Like, I will watch the fight scenes in this movie.
Yes.
I will watch 20 minutes of this movie.
I'll watch a fight scene in this movie.
I'll watch the ice scene and the final fight scene. Those are the two things I will watch of this movie. Everything else is terrible.
Yep.
I do only the ice scene.
Boars is okay. Boars is the one redeeming quality of this movie.
You want the Boars cut where it's just Boars?
Boars cut. Which
and it's 23 minutes long?
Yes. I really like this beer. I basically drank a growler of it over the weekend. So
yeah.
It's really refreshing. I don't typically like watermelon stuff, so like I said, I was pleasantly surprised to enjoy it. Although it's pretty hard for me to find a Founders beer I don't like. I pretty much enjoy everything they make. So,
Lizard of Cause.
Yeah, I'm still torn on Lizard of Cause because it's one of those things where I would drink like a 2 or 3 ounce thing of it.
I want to split that bottle amongst like all of our friends.
Yeah, I
agree. That's kind of what it seems to be for.
Yeah, because I went there and Founders, for people who have never been to Founders, the way Founders works is Founders will sell you, they have what they call class 1, 2, and 3 beers. Okay. And so based off of the class of the beer, they will sell you up like sizes of drink, basically. Okay. So class 1 and class 2, they'll sell you everything, I think. So it's like a 4 ounce, a 8 ounce, a 12, a 16, and a pitcher.
Okay.
So class 3 is typically your heavier stuff is what it's going to be.
Your Doom, your Lizard of Cause,
Lizard of Cause is in there. So you can get a...
Curmudgeon's not in there.
Curmudgeon's class 2, yeah. You can get a...
Curmudgeon
you can get like
so
a class...
good.
You can get a 4 or an 8 or whatever it is. I think it might be a 4 and a 6 is what it might be.
The really heavy, more than 10% stuff.
Yeah, it's a larger shot glass is what they look like.
It's a 4 ounce, yeah. 4 ounce snifter.
It's a snifter and a tulip is what you can get.
Okay, yeah.
So I would drink a snifter of Lizard of Cause.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I can't imagine drinking an entire bottle of that stuff. I don't think
it was hard to drink a pint of that.
Yeah, and to Founders' credit, Founders doesn't want you to drink a bottle of that stuff. Yeah. So, Founders doesn't want you to drink a pint of that stuff because they won't just serve you a pint of it. So,
but in the right context, it's a great,
really
interesting beer.
Yeah.
And now that we've talked about something completely not related to this movie,
that was kind of relating back to Hercules. So
yeah,
that's true. Yeah. Max.
All right.
Mr.
Like you were
Max.
saying, this is, I think, the epitome of the Saturday afternoon TNT movie, where if I go to the channels and see it is on the ice scene, the ending, or I will say when they first arrived to the Roman villa, like that entire sequence of like he arrives there,
Okay.
he meets the family, cuts the guy down, goes into the tomb. Like if I tune into then, I will watch until the end of the ice because that's a good solid like half hour, 40 minutes of like.
And it's kind of pretty,
Pretty,
watch
there's a lot
through
of,
the
lot
snow
of
and
stuff
everything.
happens.
Yeah.
You meet
Yeah.
Guinevere. They have the whole encounter with Merlin. So I'll watch for like that half an hour, 40 minutes. But I'm not going to stick around until the final act. But those are like two big chunks. But I'm like, oh yeah, I'll watch it. There's some cool things going on here.
Yeah.
Or even when they're running through the woods and the barbed wire.
With the
Wire.
water
That's a cool
salt.
scene.
Yeah. So it's like you were saying, very specific scenes where that will capture my interest. But otherwise, no. Like I remember this movie because I'm like, oh yeah, there were some ice things, and and the horsemen were from Ukraine, and that was that was what I could remember about this movie. So as far as the spear goes, yeah, it's a good Gose. I'm trying to think of other comparing it to other Goses I've had. Goses are fine with me. They're light. They're drinkable. They're not as sweet as Radlers, so I kind of like them a little bit more.
You like Radlers a little more?
No. I like these a little more because
Okay.
they're not as sweet as
I was
Radlers.
going to say
Same.
that was a surprise to me if it was the other way around.
Yeah, no. Radlers, they do some more interesting flavor stuff because they do a lot more like blending of stuff, lemon
Yeah.
and something else. which
Yeah.
you can get more interesting stuff on the palate. But yeah, good beer. Exeter's good. Still good. We've been drinking it at board game night. So,
Yes.
but yeah, that's about it for this episode of Good Brews, Bad Views.
Thank
As
God.
always, thanks for tuning in. Check us out on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Like and review us on iTunes. That means more people can find the podcast, which would be very much appreciated. And we'll see you guys next time. Please watch and drink responsibly.
Bye.
Goodbye.